So here we have a very beautiful new 2023 Nissan Ariya, and this one comes in the Empower Plus trim level, and this beautiful candy red black roof two-tone paint job. And this one's rated for up to 289 miles on a single charge with the 87 kilowatt hour liquid cooled battery. We have a 7.2 kilowatt onboard charger, and then a 238 horsepower, 178 kilowatt electric motor mounted to the front wheels. Now coming around to the front here, very beautiful look here. LED daytime running lights, those signature lights there. We get the LED headlamps as well as the LED fog lights. And just a really futuristic look there. You can even look in the grill here. Well, where the grill would be. You see that design in there. Just a really, really nice look. This is probably the most futuristic looking EV on the market right now, in my opinion. And then down here we do get 19-inch aluminum wheels. Passive keyless entry on all four doors. And then looking at the door panel here, really nice look. And that feels really good. Of course, we have our typical hard plastics throughout the door panel, but looks really, really nice. Memory seat functions there. We get 4 automatic one-touch up and down windows. We can lock the windows here. We can power fold our side mirrors there, and those have blind spot monitors in them, and then we can control either side with these 4 arrows here. We can move the mirrors itself on either side, and then power door lock controls here. And a pretty good size storage pocket there. You can fit a really big bottle or cup there. And then over here we have our steering assist we can toggle, heads up display info, automatic brake hold, charging timer, we can turn that off, and then we have our power lift gate there. And then this charcoal interior, it's kind of like that soft suede cloth look that I've seen in many of the other Nissans. Then we have the leatherette feeling material here, but it looks really, really good, and it's actually pretty comfortable as well. Pretty good storage in the back seat here. Like I said, another big bottle or something could fit there. And please excuse the glare. It's freezing outside and it's rather early. But here, that's my leg room there. I'm 6'3", and have the seat in front of me adjusted for how I like it. But I can move the seat back up a little bit more and fit another person my dimensions back here. Now, one thing I do like is we get 3-stage heated outboard seats on this Ariya. And I haven't really seen another vehicle like the Mach-E or vehicles in that kind of realm that have this, so very impressed with that. And then we have a USB-C, USB-A charge port back here as well. Middle seat cup holders there, pretty standard. And then I do like that we have our grab handles here, and we can hang a hanger or two here if we have work shirts we need. And I do love that. That's all touch sensitive. And what's cool is you get 2 levels. Well, that's pretty impressive. Let's go ahead and check out the back end here. This one just came off the truck, so it's just a little dirty, but love the look of that back end there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And of course, pretty good storage back here. I like having these pockets here to put your smaller stuff that you don't want to roll around, but you still want to keep in the trunk. Very nice. And then here are owner's manuals back here. Like I said, this one's fresh, so everything's not where it's supposed to be quite yet. But I mean, this really is I got to ride in one at, I think it was the New York Auto Show last year. But seeing one in person is just, and in this color, absolutely stunning. Now, of course, we can fold the rear seats down for even more space, and they'll fold flat there. We can run longer objects or have more storage. And then we can just lock it back into place. The seatbelt's in the way here. We can just lock it back in by giving it a little pressure. And then here's our power passenger side seat, which we don't get power lumbar on this side, but pretty much same adjustability on this side. And then we're just going to check out this window sticker here. See all the specs that come standard on this Empower Plus. And then we actually have our charge port right here. Now I will say it might be the heater. There's quite a bit of sound coming from the vehicle at this moment, but it is freezing outside. Now this is my first look at one, so let's see what's actually going on under here. So there's where the typical engine bay would be, and there's the electric motor set up. But now let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So really love the futuristic feel of the interior, and I've said this, I think I looked at one at the Chicago Auto Show, just a really cool look. But the heated steering wheel feels really nice. I like that you have that kind of two-spoke look that I can grab anywhere. Pretty easy. And then I believe this is a 12.3-inch screen here. That's the home page. So we have our nav here. We do get, pull up the audio. We do get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio. And then we get the wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto as well. And then we have apps we can add if you want to download those. And there's the navigation screen there, and of course we can pull up. I don't know why you need a gas station with this car, but if you want to put it in your jug to take to your lawnmower, you can do that. Now the climate controls are pretty interesting. So I can decide if I want it in my face, feet, defrost, the windshield, fan speeds here. It's very intuitive, and the HVAC actually does move quickly, unlike in a lot of other EVs where it'll take a minute to figure things out or whatever. And then same thing with the heated seat. We can put the auto mode on, or we can just heat it manually ourselves and then turn it off there. And then we have our rear AC controls. We can even adjust the seat heat if we want to, so the kids aren't playing with it. And then there's our front camera there. We also have that bird's eye view, 360 view, and then you even get automatic parking here, which you can do from the backup camera, and it'll do all of that. Or you have a button, which I'll show you in a second, where you can use that shortcut. And we also have our climate controls here, which this is really nice, and you can't even see because of the glare, but when I put my hand in the way, there's the other side there. We can set the auto mode, control the fan speed, temperature, and we actually have a volume knob here, and we can go forward and back, which I think is really neat. So if you have tracks going on, you can forward and back, or your radio station favorites, whatever. And those are the hazards there, and you can toggle everything there. Now, one of the coolest things about this is we do have this adjustable center console cubby space here, which we can move back and forth. And then we can actually toggle our drive modes between sport, standard, and eco. And then there's that auto park button I was telling you about. And then we have the E-step, which is going to be that one pedal drive, which we can toggle here. And then this is pretty neat. We have a little storage tray in here. And we can open and shut that. And then there we have our wireless charging pad, pretty good size. Cup holders there. Now let's take a look at this beautiful panoramic sunroof. So 2-tap to open the shade, and then we can one-touch slide this roof back, which is really, that's a 2-touch there, all the way back, and then right there it stops for the first touch. But 1-touch close. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. And then the controls are here, and you have your garage door transmitter there, SOS. And then again, I love the soft touch feels in here, kind of like Mercedes, where I don't have to push a button, I can just run my finger across it, turn it on and off. We have a rear camera mirror here, so you can cut that on and off. And then for our actual glove compartment, it's pretty deep in there, but easy to operate. Now to the left side of the steering wheel, we can actually control the gauge cluster. So we have tire pressure, apps, ProPilot, all of that. And then we have our volume controls. And then we have our trackless radio station favorite controls here. And we can actually change the shortcut menu. What we want to, if we want to adjust the lane assist or whatever, we can do that. And I really do like the gauge cluster here. We can adjust the brightness on the side there. It's 2 buttons. But a really good look there. And we have voice recognition here, Bluetooth controls. This is the gap adjust for our cruise control, which we do get the radar cruise control in this. And then I believe this is actually the lane change. I'm going to see if that works. Headlamp controls here, auto high beams there, blinkers. And then over here we have our windshield wiper controls. This is for the rear. And then we pull for the front. And then that's for the back to get the windshield wiper fluid. Turn this off. But I'll go through a lot of this in the test drive. Now if you look up here, I can adjust the heads up on and off using that button on the side I showed earlier. There's our push button start. And then our electronic parking brake, you just pull up to engage, and then I can hit the brake, press down to disengage. And then finally, here is our key fob. But now to the fun part, let's go ahead and take this Ariya Empower Plus out on the road for a quick test drive. So far, really good driving feel. I'm in eco mode now. And the E-step is pretty good. I'm gonna turn that off and see what the difference is. And yeah, it definitely has more of a coasting feel in terms of regen when it's off. Now it's not a rolling feel. Well, actually, as I go downhill, yeah, it's a rolling feel there. Interesting. Yeah, it's literally just, that's pretty cool. It's got a, like, I don't feel the regen at all with the E-step off, but I'm gonna turn that back on. And I'm not really, it doesn't give me the one, I'm used to my Mach-E obviously, and I'm not getting that initial like one pedal drive feel, but the regen is pretty strong. And I feel it now. It's not very, like when you let off, it doesn't give you that initial bite that you would expect. And as you start to slow down, then it starts to brake hard. I'm gonna put it into sport mode. And wow. And I just felt 3 different levels of freaking power. Just based on having my foot in the same spot on the accelerator. That's interesting. Let's give it some throttle here. I mean, it has Nissan Leaf-like power. Of course, it's a little bit stronger, in my opinion, but definitely enough pep. I'm gonna take this down a little bit because I'm gonna see about this lane change. It's telling me to manually steer. Gap off, maybe that'll help. Now the Pro Pilot Assist is doing a really good job at just lane centering, cruise control, all of that. Check traffic. Okay, well, that's interesting. Now, really good driving feel coming down the interstate here. Very, very nice. It's actually one of the smoother EVs I've been in terms of the ride quality. And I'll have to do my research on the lane change. I'm wondering if it just helps you as you drive. Because it's not really doing anything for me. But like I said, I'll definitely do some research and figure out what that actually does. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. But I'm gonna try and review all the trims of the Ariya, and then hopefully that will, when I do another trim level, I'll be able to tell you all what that actually does. But all in all, really impressed with the ride quality. Everything's been very, very impressive, period. I want to give a huge shout out to Nissan of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this vehicle today. I'll leave a link below in the description to this car in particular and all of their inventory. And just driving around town here, it drives like a Murano in my opinion. Just a really nice ride. Visibility is great. So far, no complaints. And the E-step really does show its true colors in town here. So I haven't had to use the brake pedal at all yet. And as the cars are flying by me, really, really good sound acoustics in here. And it's a tad on the pricier side like most EVs are, but for the money, compared to everything else in this segment, really not a bad price at all. I'm gonna give it one more good pull in sport mode. But final thoughts on the Ariya. Like I said, it's a beautiful vehicle, and that's probably the one thing that it has on every other EV in the segment. Like, number one, the looks are incredible. It really does have an Infiniti-esque feel to it. And I mean, it drives very well. A lot of people who like the drives of Nissans will not be disappointed with this vehicle. And then on top of that, just the futuristic interior looks as well. Just the cabin, everything, really, really cool. But with all that being said, I want to thank you all for watching, and this will bring me to the end of my review of the all-new 2023 Nissan Ariya Empower Plus.